Hey guys, Sean Zine, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where I'm bringing on network marketers, affiliate marketers, and multi-level marketers. And recently, I'm bringing on token creators on the Algorand blockchain to dive deep, to pick their brains, to find out the trials and tribulations, what has happened, what worked, what didn't work. The goal, though, for those that are watching, if you're watching, and also if you're listening, is make sure you engage. If you do a review at the end of the audio, and on the video, if you could drop some comments every once in a while, any questions you might have. And the most important thing is reaching out to my guests through the links, socials. Make sure you follow. Make sure we are continuing to grow this ecosystem of helping more people in these spaces because you can be successful. Don't forget, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, like and comment and share. Those are important things in all socials. If you're not doing it, you're not really helping anybody. But if you're liking, commenting, and sharing, you're going to help that person, the content creator, putting stuff out, putting themselves out there for others to see, help them out as well. Let me bring on my next friend, Charles Mui. What's going on, Charles?
Hey, Sean, good to be here.
Thanks for taking some time out of your. I know you're a busy guy. I know you just started a new platform. We'll get into it. I always ask, who are you and why did you get into network marketing?
Well, I'll just go way back into history. It was 2002, and the way that I got into network marketing was I had a friend that I had since kindergarten, and he was just devastated in the hallway at my high school. This is like a real strong guy, man. He's been through a lot, and he was just broken down in tears, and it really was shocking because, like I said, I wouldn't expect that from him, and his father had died two times in 1 month, and they brought him back to life both times, and they said, hey, if we do this procedure again, they're having to drain his blood. He had hemochromatosis. They had to drain his blood. They go, well, if we do this again, he might not live. So
Mm.
let's just have him a pre-wake and wish him goodbye. And he was pretty devastated. And so I go up to the pre-wake, and I'm sitting with his sister who used to babysit me when I was a kid. And she goes, there's got to be something out there. There's got to be something that we haven't tried, that, the medical side of things, the draining the blood, the medications, they haven't done anything. They're not working. And I go, well, a couple weeks ago, I went to this presentation, and there was people with like horrible arthritis and gout and all these issues, and they're well, and they're talking about this science and these products, and go check it out. It's on Grandview and Old Wadsworth. They do it every Thursday night. It's as far as I thought ahead. And she went down there, and the guys that were running that meeting called me up, and this is probably the smartest thing they ever did is they called me up and said, hey, Chuck, that's what they called me back then. The lady you sent down is going to buy a whole bunch of products, and there's a $200 commission. They go, do you want the commission or can we take it? And I was like, well, I want the commission. So I had a flip phone. It's 2002. I signed up with my debit card on a flip phone, not even knowing about the business or what was going on. I just had seen the presentation, and that company really was they're very taboo about the business opportunity, a very product focused company.
Mm.
Well, long and behold, he gets the products, and within a few days, he starts feeling better. Within a few weeks, he's tested negative for the hemochromatosis. And within a couple months, everyone's wondering why he's not dead. And so there was this flood of people from his church, from his family. They're like, what was this dramatic pre-wake? You're alive. What's going on? He's like, I got on these products, and they corrected what was going on. And it was this really miraculous testimonial. And so I was getting checks in the mail, and the company had this incentive, and they sent watches, and I won two watches. They weren't fancy, just these little watches. And I was in shock because I didn't even know what I was doing. And not only was I getting paid, but I also had saved a guy's life. So I said, I got to learn all about this. So I started when I was in high school, and I dove straight in. And luckily, this group was very product focused. And all we did was talk about the products and the science, and not very much business. And all these people got started. And I built this customer base, and we were promoting, and we had a meeting system in place, and people were coming in and getting started on the products. And the the upline, way upline, saw this activity happening in Colorado and saw all these personal enrollments I had. And they had called me and said, hey, do you think you could get some people together on a Friday night and we'll do a meeting for you and we'll pay for the room, and on Saturday we can do a training. And I was like, yeah, let's do that. Fantastic. And I got all these people. And if you could take a snapshot of this room, it was like 40 to 65-year-old, like church-going women, in the suburbs of Colorado. And no one's talked about the business this far. And so these guys come down and they're in suits and they're slick and they're still product focused, but they just talk about the business. And all they're talking about is making money. And it was kind of a shock because none of us really, we weren't focused like that in our little Colorado group. But the vibe was so good and everybody was so positive that it was like, wow, you can actually make money with this. And so we upgraded a bunch of people from customer to distributor. We showed them how they get their products for free in the company. It just started taking off. And my real motivation was snowboarding. And so I was like, if I could snowboard and not have to work a job, if I could just make enough residual income and then just snowboard and I would defer college, that I would do that. So I went really serious. And there was our team did a 90-day blitz to start the summer, much like we're doing right now in my current company. And I took it real serious. And within 90 days, I had created enough income and residual income to say, I'm going to defer college. And I deferred engineering school and never looked back. And I've been doing network marketing ever since. And what was that, 23 years ago?
Dude, now let's dive into this 90-day blitz. A lot of people get into network marketing. They have the images, they have the scripts. What is involved in a 90-day blitz? What goes on? So people that are in other companies that don't do these things, what's the hype?
Well, the thing is, if you're gonna get started, if you're gonna do something, take it seriously. And when you're bringing people into network marketing, it's like, do something for 90 days. You can do anything for 90 days. So as I was promoting the 90-day blitz, it was the same way it was promoted to me. It's like, look, if you could concentrate, focus for 90 days and follow a system and follow leadership that has done it, and just really just put the blinders on and just go 90 days with faith in the program, that you can create enough momentum to get going. And the way that I did a presentation to our team the other day, I put a picture of a rocket ship. And you got this big rocket ship and it's on the launch pad, and it takes a tremendous amount of energy to get that rocket to move the first inch. And then once that momentum gets going, it can just soar and soar and soar up through the atmosphere and into outer space. And that's the same concept here, that we would do an intensive 90-day blitz program and just lay on the training. And what it does is it takes the business that a lot of people treat as a hobby or a part-time thing or something they got involved in, and really puts it as a focus in their life. And we do accountability, because people do not what is important, and people do what is urgent, but people really do what they're accountable for. And when you're able to pair people up with an accountability partner and they both make the commitment there, now they've got someone watching them. And now we've got a step-by-step training that will bring someone from amateur to professional. And it really takes 30 days to identify and break a habit, another 30 days to really set that habit, and another 30 days to really enforce that habit and make it something that's part of your life. That's why it takes 90 days. And I mean, we started a 90-day blitz about 7 days ago. I was actually, right before this call, was making the training for day 8. And it's amazing. We got this board and everyone posting on there. Oh, I've got more leads. I've got more pre-enrollees. I got my first 2 enrollments. Blah, blah, blah. And these are people that have been in the business for, like, some of them for like up to 6 weeks, because we just launched. But they're just now getting the enrollments, and they're just now getting the traction, because I believe it was a mental switch from saying, I'm going to do this thing, to I'm going to be here for 90 days. I'm better get results.
I agree with the habits. People have to come in, and I actually changed the word as far as a habit. I like action initiative, because an action that you're going to make and accomplish in a period of time. And 30 days to break that habit, 30 days to instill another thing, but pushing it another 30 days. Yes. Now you're going to have something that you're going to work with. But people say, I have no time. I need the money now. But you have to learn the skills, put the work in to get basically planting seeds now so you could harvest later. That's the goal. But people are all hesitant. They want it now, now, now.
Yeah. Well, and I feel that for everybody, especially with the younger generation. It's like, it's like you've got to have this immediacy for it to make sense for them. And we have that, so that's part of what was thought of when I constructed our compensation plan and our company and all this. And so what, if for those of you that don't know, just June 1st, I launched a network marketing company called SaveClub. And it's really something that I wasn't thinking of doing. I've been an entrepreneur. I've been in network marketing for 23 years. I've had software engineering and development company. I've served pretty much every single role you can do in network marketing, from novice, beginning distributor to master distributor, to every field you could do in the corporate side, from the marketing and the sales, the merchant accounts, the software, the legal, taking companies public, bringing companies private, expanding globally, manufacturing products. So I've been a member of the industry in all the different facets, and I left network marketing, anything to do with building in the field, in 2018 because there was this rise of crypto Ponzi scams. And I just said, I don't like this. I don't want to be part of this. And so many people that wanted that get rich quick thing. And they were just lining up to do these Ponzi schemes. And it really hurt the part of network marketing where I came from, which was nutritional products. Because, you're selling people $100 auto ships, $150 auto ships, and some enrollment packs. And they're getting products, they're getting value. And then you see these people selling, hundreds of thousands of dollar enrollment packs with these huge commissions, and everything's being paid in crypto. And it was just scam after scam. And I saw this happening, and I said, well, I don't want to be part of this, and I don't want to be in those conversations. And I left the cryptocurrency industry, and I left the network marketing industry, and I took a sabbatical. I retired for 7 months in 2018 just to really figure out what I wanted to do. And then I got hardcore into nutritional product manufacturing because I was real passionate about breakthrough ingredients and products and health and wellness from the nutritional standpoint. And I built a company in that realm, and I happen to manufacture products for a lot of network marketing companies. And one of the network marketing companies I was manufacturing for has done an amazing job. They put on nearly 1.9 million people in the last 32 months. And I've been watching it the whole time because I've been manufacturing some of the products. And that's kind of what drew me back into the space. And then I saw that there was a kind of a new era in network marketing starting maybe 24 months ago. And there was a resurgence of deals, and there's kind of a new wave of network marketing. And then I saw that and said, I want to be part of this. And I looked for companies that were doing it right, and there's none out there. And
that's why you make your own.
You gotta make your own. Yeah, it's like, let's just make our own. Let's analyze what's out there and just make the best home out there. And really, Sean, one of the things was I was thinking, okay, I'll come back and build, because the best times in my life is when I had just solid passive residual income, when I knew I could do whatever for the next 30 days, and every week more checks are going to come in. And that was like the best time in my life. And I said, I'm working all the time now and running a successful business, but I'm working all the time. What happened to this dream of residual income that network marketing brought to me before? And so I was like, that's what I want to get back to do it. Now, to be candid, I'm working now more than ever, but I'm loving it. And we're building something here, and we actually were restoring the dream of passive residual income to the space. So it's along the same lines there. I'm loving it. I've got more fun, more relationships on a daily basis now. Dusting off 20 years of contacts and getting back from an ownership standpoint, but I do a lot with the field every day because, leadership and cultivating that leadership, training that leadership, I have a real passion for that.
No, I 100%. And hey, if it's not out there, you got to build it yourself. Charles was in the trenches, and like he said, he still goes and he's still doing training, and he still, has his heartbeat in this business, and he works off shitload still because but you love what you're doing. So that's what the power of doing what you love. It's not work anymore. And one big thing is, I think a lot of people fail to kind of drive home is, how do you generate enough traffic for one's business? What was Charlie Mui back when you first started? How were you generating traffic early on compared to when you got to your height?
Oh my gosh. It's funny because we make a ton of funnels right now. We make a ton of custom videos. I mean, a lot more. Like we put out more in a single month than some companies do in their whole lifetime. And it's just because it's been since 2005 I've run a creative marketing agency. And so we're just really good with content and creation, and I've been able to attract in some masterful marketers and producers to be part of the corporate team as well. And so, one thing is, you want to attract in good people. The secret is become a good person first. And I learned that from a mentor a long time ago. So if you want to bring in top quality people, focus on becoming a top quality person yourself. And then those people will show up, they'll recognize what's there, and they'll come on board. But as far as like lead generation, this morning we were working on a video for recruiting college students, recruiting not just college students, but parents of college students, because our product matches up with that. And our creative director pulled up a video he made 11 years ago that targeted college students, and it was a really cool video. And we're taking some of that script and repurposing it and making it's actually two videos, another video to market towards the parents so that they can sponsor the $300 annual enrollment. But back in the day, I became a really big fan of college women's volleyball. Okay. And it's because I used to go to the college. I used to go to the college with flyers and recruit people saying, hey, you want to make extra income? And I would actually go through the dorms and cafeteria and the gymnasium, because where I lived, there was a college down the street. I used to ride my bike over there, and I actually made friends with some of the girls on the college volleyball team. And then I started going to the games, and it just was a lot of fun, and ended up recruiting a lot of the girls from the college volleyball team. And then we meet the other girls from the other visiting teams, and it's just so competitive and so fun to watch. But it was a way of actually finding a cool hobby, making friends, and building my business. And I made these little 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, and made a flyer and cut them in half and printed them and bought them out there. And then, we talk to people, bring them to our meetings and bring them onto the conference calls. And that's how we did it in the early 2000s. And that's what built. And we also had DVDs. And, I bought 2 towers that were like 10 DVD burners. And we would run the DVD burners nonstop, and we'd burn DVDs and take those tools, meet people, and pass them out. In fact, I opened up Germany through snowboarding. So I was real passionate about snowboarding. I spent a lot of my time on the mountain, and on a chairlift, we had prospects captive for 8 minutes. And I'd pitch them on the gym. And at the top of the chairlift, we'd record their information with our gloves on and get their information. And I actually had a huge leg, a really good leg that I built in Germany, because I had met this couple that was visiting Vail, Colorado from Germany. The company happened to be opening Germany like that quarter. We met them, got their information, had them come over to the hot tub after the skiing, pitched them on the whole deal. They went back, bought a full pack, and ended up opening up the country. And it was just because it's a numbers game. You meet people, and eventually you're going to find a good person, and that created tons of volume.
So when Charlie Mui's on that chairlift going up the mountain, and if I'm sitting next to you, how do you start, for those that are watching, they have trouble with this, like those icebreakers and conversation starters. How do you start that conversation with me sitting next to you, never knowing you? We're just going to go snowboarding together. How do you start it? And how do you close in 8 minutes?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's, one thing I learned back then was to lead with the need. So as I start working with somebody or start talking to somebody on a chairlift, a lot of people are traveling internationally. So pretty basic icebreaker. Where are you guys from? We're from Wisconsin. Okay, cool. Are you guys out here for the whole week? Yeah, we're snowboarding for the whole week. And the story, and you just kind of rolls on. And maybe ask me a question. What do you do back home that allows you to come out here for a whole week? Vail's not a cheap place. This is a nice way. Oh, we're in this and that business, whatever. And then you can kind of steer the conversation to something that might appeal to them, and let them know, hey, I'm up here. I'm able to snowboard all the time because I have a home business, and that's intriguing to people if they're interested in something like that. But a lot of times, they're up skiing and snowboarding. There's injuries, or there's a way to guide the conversation towards health or recovery or energy. And the company back then had those types of products. So we would lead with the need, say, well, I got a product for that. That's actually what we do. I sell those types of products. Let me get your information. I'll send you some information. And boom, you got a lead, and you just do your follow-up, and it's a numbers game. And so, I chose to intertwine my lifestyle of choice, which is snowboarding, with my business of choice, and it worked out. And that was, the guys, we're talking, 20 years ago. We've gotten so sophisticated over the years with lead systems, marketing systems. I've been running Powerline systems and doing online marketing and lead generation since about 2004. So all the different iterations of lead gen. I mean, I could go into all of them now, but I'd say just come do our 90-day blitz over 90 days and reveal everything that actually happens.
I like how you were hyper focused. You had your niche. It was volleyball, girls volleyball, and then you went to snowboarding, and that's where you have more fun, guys. You're hanging out, having fun, doing what you like, and making a business happen.
You know what, Sean? Back when I was that first summer, I got out of high school, and I was so focused on the business. I was going to engineering school, and I had tested into calculus 1, which is way higher math than I actually knew, but I scored like a 99 on the admission test. And so the college gave me an option to cut like 2 years of college math and go straight into calculus 1. And I said, okay, I better, I was fully planning on going to college, and I was taking a summer prep class. And so I'd pitch people at that college and, at the college prep stuff. But I'm in class, and the teacher's going over this really intense math, and it's requiring a lot of brain cells, but I can't think at all beyond the people that we were helping, the new enrollments, the products, my pitch, like the whole thing. I just could not focus at all on the numbers because I was so infatuated with the network marketing and really obsessed with what was going on and to get with the new people started. So it takes that level of enthusiasm and excitement. Sales is really the transfer of enthusiasm. And so I was coming off of a hot, I just saved a guy's life. I was getting checks, things where I was off to a good start right away. So very, very fortunate. The company was really, really good as well. And so I just took my book in math class, and I just closed it, and I got up out of my chair, and I walked out, and I never went back to class ever. And then I just went full time into network marketing.
Man, amazing story. I want to know, what does Charlie Mui do? Can I say Charles or Charlie? You don't go by Chuck anymore.
Yeah, Charles. Yeah, I still get Chuck. Actually, all the people. Yeah, Charles.
What is it that you do for fun? You're always working, but what is Charles doing besides snowboarding? What are you doing to have fun?
So when I first moved to Las Vegas, I had left being an executive of a network marketing company. And when came to Las Vegas, I said, oh, I'm starting a modeling agency. And that morphed into a party entertainment event production company. And I still do a lot of that. And so we produce festivals. And we've got really big, elaborate art cars with 100,000-watt sound systems. And I put together performing arts troops. We do fire spinning and, performing arts, go-go dancing and LED light performances, fire effects, and produce shows and have big stages and do big festivals. And so that's a lot of fun for me. And that was a way to take something that I really liked doing, which was raging and raving and having fun, and turn it into a business. And so over the last, 11 or 12 years, I've done easily 150 festivals around the world, traveling around with, my family of choice, just performing artists and, partying at mainly EDM raves and producing shows. And it's, I've done like 9 Burning Mans and 12 EDCs and so many different festivals. And so that's a lot of fun for me. And that's what I did for basically my whole 30s.
Hey, when we gotta have fun. We make money. We have the time. Got to have some fun for you as well. I want to round out our episode for those that are just getting into network marketing. What are 3 things that someone should focus on to become successful besides getting involved with this 90-day blitz?
Well, here's the thing. It's if you're getting involved in network marketing, like most people, you're doing it for extra income. And the one thing you should focus on is the most magnificent version of your future self. So if you're getting started in something, you need to have a destination. You don't get in your car to drive somewhere and don't set the GPS to a specific location. You set your GPS to a specific location and then you'll get there. A lot of people start in network marketing and they're just treat it like a hobby, or maybe you'll make some money. And if you don't have an intention of where you want to end up, you'll never get there. So when you get started, one of the things that we do is have people really dial in to the type of lifestyle that this business can provide. And if you want the time freedom and money freedom to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, for however long you want, you really need to embody that, write it down, and get clear that that's possible. Then you can reverse engineer the type of activity and the type of attitude that you need to go capture that. And that was something that I was trained on. It helped me when I first got started. And that's something that we train on in our Blitz program, that 80% of what you've got going on is mental. So get the destination right, then get the mentality right. That's kind of the second thing. And then find community. You got to have the associations, you got to have the accountability. And when you have these support systems in place, the how-to, the compensation plan, the product, doesn't matter what it is, it'll work. If you got competent people running a company and you have a half decent opportunity, you can succeed. Now, there's obviously different ranges and qualities of companies and opportunities, but you got to do something that resonates with you. And when you find that, then you just work at it until those mundane things or difficult things or things that you're afraid of become second nature, and you can be unconsciously competent at working the business and prospecting. And it takes time, and it takes being around people that are successful. So you got to link up with people that know what they're doing.
Well said, man. Well said. It's like you know what you're doing. Now, I know that personal, development is something that a lot of people lack. Is there something real quick we can share? Is there a book, a podcast?
Yeah. Read my.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, let's see here. There you go.
All the time happiness.
Yeah, Charles Mui. Boom. So I was transitioning from manufacturing and transitioning into another field. The opportunity I was taking had nothing to do with nothing to do with network marketing or direct sales or anything. And I went heavy with that last summer to make a transition, and it just didn't work out. The timing wasn't right, and so I found some time where I was basically free of too much responsibility. And I've had this idea to write the book for a while. And so I put the book together and I launched it last December, and it's doing really well. The audiobook comes out this month. And I've also created additional like cards. They're about the size of tarot cards, and they're cards that you pull, and they've got pictures that are visual representation of the lessons in the book. So you can learn by reading the chapter, reading the quotes. There's action steps. There's critical thinking questions, and then you can go look at the card. And then I've got an audio lesson as well. So I just love producing content and training. I mean, my dedication in the book is to all the mentors and people over the last 20 something years that have poured into me, that have helped me, and guys like yourself, Sean, that put together shows and content that help expand people's minds and bring them new ideas and ways to have a better life.
Guys, the link will be in the description. It'll be anywhere you're watching this from. Definitely pick yours up. Take a look at SaveClub. And definitely follow Charles everywhere he is on social. We'll have all the links in there. I want to thank Charles for taking some time out of his busy day to drop some value. Guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and share this with someone that you love, because we're all about helping people. Charles, stick around for one moment. Everyone else, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Thanks for watching.